I usually keep an extra copy of cleaning instructions here. This is the abbreviated version. You can see, you can't really see the detail there, but just follow the instructions. Whatever you do, if you follow the instructions, you will be fine. The biggest mistakes people make is not following the instructions. Not just from the video, but best thing you can do is follow the instructions on this laminated piece of paper. Just follow them exactly, you'll be fine. The most important thing is the washer and dryer times. If you can make sure that you start the washer as fast as possible, start the dryers as fast as possible, use as many dryers as you can at all times, and take out wet things as soon as possible. That's going to be the difference between whether this takes an hour and 45 minutes, which is how long it takes me, or whether it takes 2 hours and 45 minutes, which, can happen your first time. But it's all about the washer and dryer. First thing I do when I arrive is I come back and grab a laundry basket to go strip the beds as soon as possible. I come upstairs, I strip the beds, I take off the fitted sheet, I take off all of the pillowcases, I grab the towels, and sometimes I get the quilt covers. I get the quilt covers if it's been a week since I've last cleaned them, or if they're dirty, or if I have extra space in the washing machine. I always do a full load in the washing machine, so I make sure to grab an extra quilt cover to wash it if I have extra space. I also grab the hand towel if there are any used face washer cloths, and if the bath mat is wet, I wash the bath mat only if it's wet. I check behind the doors to see if there are any towels hanging up in the bedrooms. Then I start the washing machine. I grab a scoop of soap, I put it in, and then I press power, I press program until it goes to favorite. You see how favorite's lit up? It'll be 6 minutes wash, 1 rinse, 7 minutes of spinning. I press start and then I put everything in. When it's done, as soon as I wash, and it'll say the number of minutes until it's done. When it's done, I take it out and I put it in the dryers as soon as possible. To start the dryers, you want to make sure to press the button in on this one. I always set the dryer to 90 minutes. And then I've got 2 other dryers here. Again, you press the button to make this one start. There's a start button there. Again, I put that one to 90 minutes, normal dry. I always use all of the dryers, doesn't matter how much things there are to dry. Split it evenly, it dries much faster. So take 1 load, put it between 3. If you come back after 30 minutes, check if there are a few things, like put your hand in. Okay, that's still wet, but if it was dry, I would take out the sheet, and the towel's still wet. I would leave the towel, take out the sheet, and then less things in there will make it dry faster. So if you come and check it after a little bit and take some things out, it'll dry faster. If there's a stain that's not coming out, I'll use the purple stain remover. I'll spray it on, and then I'll scrub it with this. Sometimes I'll use bleach if needed, if it's something that's, I'll spray it on, leave it for 5 minutes. If you need to refill toilet paper, downstairs there's toilet paper in here. I don't go in here very often, not on a daily basis, but there's extra cloths, hand soap, things like that up there. There's also, there's extra, so usually there's some garbage bags in here, extra dish soap, things like that, garbage bags in there. In here, if we ever needed air mattresses are in there. Any extra, let's say, kitchen hand towels, tea towels, I put them there, so 2. This sofa bed here is, if there's a big group, if there's been more than 6 people, I usually change the sheet. So I open it up, wash it, put it right back on. Trash and recycling. Trash goes in the red bin outside, recycling goes in the blue. Usually I put a bag in the trash, but I don't put a bag in the recycling. So after I finish the laundry, the next thing I do is I come and I wash dishes. The reason I wash dishes is number one, when you wash the dishes, then they have a chance to dry before you put them away. Second thing, so I wash the dishes, I wipe down all the benches and things like that quickly. Just give a quick wipe here if there's anything there. I don't try to make the fridge perfect every time, but if I see a big mess in the fridge, I'll wipe it down. It sort of depends on how much time. Also, if I'm like, let's say, finished all the other cleaning, come back, and I still have time waiting for the washer and dryer, then I'll, clean some of this stuff. So one reason why I wipe everything down is if you wipe everything down first, then you're wiping stuff onto the floor, and then later, if you vacuum, you're vacuuming up the stuff that you've wiped down. The next thing I do is I come up here, and I'll usually give a clean to the bathroom. I'll usually have some cloths under here and some sprays. I like the vinegar; that's my favorite personally. I'll spray the mirror, wipe all this down, give a wipe down to the toilet. I'll wipe down the outside of this. And then once I've done that and give a quick wipe through there, once I've done that, I don't wipe down the floor yet. I'll go ahead and wipe down I'll try to wipe down this glass inside. Particularly just kind of look at it, like if it looks like, there's nothing there, then it doesn't matter. But if it looks like there's some, dirty spots, then just give a quick wipe down. If you come in and the person has just left and taken a shower and there's water all over here, you can actually grab the squeegee and do that. Or if it's really messy, spraying it and getting it wet and then using the squeegee is actually better than the thing. I don't scrub the shower every single time. I scrub it maybe every 2 weeks. And I scrub it if I see some, if I see, it's getting a little black here or something like that, like I'll scrub it. Some places it's just the grout is coming out. It's not actually mold or anything, but I'll scrub that if needed. But I don't spend too much time because a lot of times the shower is getting clean, I'm doing a clean every 2 days, so I don't want to scrub the shower every time. But what I do when I'm done with all of my cleaning is I'll dump a little bit of this bleach in the toilet, and then I press the button, and that kind of makes it a soapy look, which makes the guests think, hey, it's really clean. And then I'll take this spray here, and if I just spray it on the wall like that, it gives a really fresh, clean smell. I might spray some in there or some down there too, just to give a fresh smell so it seems like it's cleaned. Anyway, so I haven't cleaned the floor yet, but I've cleaned that, and the glass. And the reason I've done that is because I've been brushing stuff onto the floor, and I've cleaned over there too. And the reason is because I'm about to vacuum. So then, actually, before I clean the bathroom, usually I'll go and I'll grab a trash can there, trash can there. So what I'll do is I'll grab a trash can, and I'll bring it out, and then I'll take every other trash can and dump it into that trash can, take one trash can down and throw it outside. Anyway, so after I've started the laundry, taken out the trash, or started the laundry, done the dishes, wiped down the counters downstairs, taken out the trash upstairs, wiped down the bathroom except for the floor. Then I come in here and I grab the vacuum cleaner. Grab the vacuum cleaner. Usually I'll plug it in right here. I don't try to do a perfect vacuum every time because, again, we're vacuuming every 2 days. So I would consider it to be a deep cleaning task to be kind of vacuuming the corners, but I'll do vacuum here. I'll vacuum the entire thing. I'll vacuum the floor in here as well because it's just faster and easier than wiping down, especially if you have a lot of hair in there. So if there's a lot of hair or stuff on the floor, the vacuum is good to do before you wipe it down. Anyway, I'll vacuum all of these rooms. In total takes me about 1.5 minutes, about 90 seconds. So I don't try to spend too long. The key to everything is if you tried to do it perfectly every time, it would take you 4 hours to clean the house. The goal is to clean the house in about 2 hours. And because you're doing it, every 2 days, hopefully everything's always kind of staying clean. Then the idea is that, I did everything quickly, I wiped down the shower quickly, I did all that quickly, and then if the laundry is still not done by the time, and I have extra time, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some, more deeper cleaning in there, and I'm going to, vacuum in here and do some things that I don't do very often. Another thing, so typically I'll wipe down this when the window's open, that comes out. Here's where I keep the extra toilet paper, and I have some of these sprays here too. That way, if I come upstairs and when I'm getting the sheets off the bed, if I notice there's a stain, I spray it on right then and there. These pillows here and these Duners are extras in case people sleep on the sofa bed or something like that. I leave a couple of towels up here. I leave these brown towels up here. That way I know if guests have used extra towels. I want a couple towels up here in case they really need one, but I don't want to like just give them access to as many towels as possible because then you end up with too much laundry. I keep the extra towels up there. In each room, so in this room, you'll have extra sheets in the wardrobe drawers. Same in the other rooms. But really, normally I take the sheets straight out of the dryer and I put them right back onto the bed. If the time is such that I can't do that, then I'll get them out of here and I might leave them drying in the dryer if needed. But it's better, it saves a lot more time if you just, get the washer going as fast as possible, get the dryer going as fast as possible, and then, take them out, put them straight back onto the bed is usually the last thing I do. So I've got extra towels up there. Extra towels, extra sheets if you really needed to. That's like backup sheets. You typically won't need to come back here, but if needed, this is an extra single twin mattress. You can take this out if there was like a group of 9 or something like that and you're trying to set up for them. Take this out and can put a single sheet on it. Single sheets are in the single room. This is a baby's cot crib. So let's say, I vacuumed here. After I vacuum, the next thing I do is I'll wipe down the floor with the rag that I had, and I'll refill toilet paper and things like that. If needed, I'll refill these bottles. I keep extra stuff like that here. I keep extra, usually I take one of these, and I'll put it right there. That way guests know, oh, there's one of those if I need it, but then I just keep the rest back here. So if I need more, if these are empty, I'll just swap them out for these up there. And so after I have vacuumed, bathroom is clean, except I need to put, usually I'll still have to get out of the washer dryer. I'll have to get like a hand towel if needed. And if the bath mat was wet, I'll have to get that. Sometimes I'll set it here to dry. Next thing I do is I take the vacuum downstairs and I will vacuum downstairs. But after that's done, depending on how much time has gone by, you might want to go check the dryers, see if there's anything dry in there. If there's something that's dry, take the thing that's dry out because it'll make everything else dry faster. Ideally, there's only one load of laundry every day. Fill it up however much you get, one load of laundry. If there's a huge group, you might have 2 loads of laundry. If there are 2 loads of laundry, definitely okay to leave some towels and things like that drying. You can get more towels from that wardrobe upstairs. So I'll come down, I will vacuum. Typically, I'm not trying to I'll try to get the vacuum a little bit under the chairs, but I don't pull all the chairs out and everything because it just takes too long. That's something I want to do on a deep clean. Like let's say I've done everything's good. I'll come back and I'll do some deeper cleaning. Anyway, vacuum all of this, vacuum the rugs, especially the doormats because they usually get some stuff. Just kind of quickly vacuum around here. This is where I keep the spray mop that I do after that. So with the spray mop, the solution I use in here is 1/3 water, 1/3 spirits, and 1/3 methylated spirits, and 1/3 vinegar. The vinegar does the cleaning, the spirits evaporates, and the water is just diluting it a little bit. I've already taken out the trash. I'll put a bag back in there. A lot of these cushions, you'll see how it guests kind of slid it out. I'll push that back in, and then I'll, get matching pillows and put them onto the sofas. If I need to wipe down anything like that, I probably would have done that before. Then one thing I do is, if needed, ideally I do this every day, but, it just depends, if you're running behind, no need to do this if you've already been here for 2.5 hours or something, if it's a slow day. I will start at the very top of the stairs. I won't start there right now, but I'll sweep this into the dustpan. This is much better than vacuuming. You can get everything clean like that, At the end, you'll have like a bunch of stuff in here. I just chuck that out here. Another thing I do is, it's not so bad today, but a lot of times there'll be like a lot of leaves and dirt on here, on these mats. So I'll pick up the mat and I'll just bang that mat out there a few times and just lay it back down. Also, if you see the bins out in the street, bring them back to the side. Trash day is Thursday morning, so typically make sure if it's a Thursday or Friday, bring them back. I also have a third trash can, which is rubbish bin, which is back here. If it's like Wednesday and you're doing a clean and you know you're coming back on a Friday or a Thursday, you could put that one out too if it's full. Not needed, but you know, when I have extra time, I will also grab this broom here and I'll sweep this stuff up. You know, a lot of times it's like leaves and stuff, not really trash, so I'll just kind of like sweep it into the corner. If it's a big pile, I take it and throw it away. And here's how to put the sheets on the bed. What I do is I put my middle finger in the kind of end, and I'll reach that end, and I'll pull back the mattress, pull it up like that, and then I will fold. It's hard to show you this, but I'll basically put my finger up, and then I'll pull this part over. So basically, one thing is just try to put your finger in the corner and pull it up. If you pull it up, it makes it shorter. On this, basically I'll make the, I'll like tuck in all of the sheets on the bottom, but on the top, it would take too long to tuck it in. So what I do is I'll just kind of fold it like that, and then I pick it up. I'm not going to do this very well one-handed. I pick it up, and I kind of over my head plop it up here. But if you do that with two hands, it's not nearly as bad. By the way, that fan, it's an exhaust fan. It's sucking things out. You know, on a deep cleaning moment when I have extra time, if it's dirty like it is right now, I'll wipe that down. So the rest of the quilts, what I'll do is I'll put it on, I'll tuck it in, and then what I do is I put typically twice as many pillows as are needed. So on a single, I'll put 2 pillows like that, or and then on the top I'll just put 1. But in this room I would put 4. I'll send you a photo as well if you need. So you got like 1, 2 like that. I kind of put them up because then people know it's been, you know, cleaned and whatever. And they'll be like that, 4, and same in the other room. So I'll put it out, I'll kind of tuck the sides in just quickly. Name of the game is speed. If you do it quickly, then it doesn't matter. Sorry, if you do it quickly, you know, because you're doing it every day, like speed is important. So this is a double. This room number 1 is a double bed. So it has, all of the sheets are labeled double. Some of the quilt covers go for both, or you know, but in here I've got, you know, sheets, and these have labeled double. Pillowcases, things like that in there. Room 2 is the single room. This is also where you would find extra single sheets. So if you need sheets for like the like that extra mattress or an air mattress, the red ones are good for that. The sofa bed is a double, so if you needed a extra sheet for the sofa bed, you can get one out of here. It's a double. This is a queen. Room number 3 is a queen. And then let's say that, again, you've done everything else. This isn't stuff that you're going to do every day, but if I had extra time, some things that I would do, I would come check the mirrors, see if the mirror has some smudges on it, see if these other mirrors have some smudges on it, quickly wipe those down, Maybe I would wipe the windowsills. Windowsills tend to get pretty dusty. Maybe wipe down, in here. Sometimes I'll get some dirt up on the fan, so I'll get that. I'll get it from the fan in the other room. I'll do like a little bit better of a clean in the bathroom, scrubbing out any kind of mold, cleaning behind the toilet, cleaning windowsills in here, cleaning the mirror in here, wiping down maybe a little bit of the wardrobe if needed. By the way, keys go on the back of each bedroom door. So this key will say number 2 double because this is the double. So that one goes there. Other deep cleaning tasks that I do, I'll have marks on the wall like that. I'll just do a little spray with microfiber cloth. Usually that'll come off. Just some things if I have extra time. I don't do this stuff every day at all. Sometimes if I have extra time, I might clean under the sofas, something like that. A lot of times you'll get just dirt kind of building up in here, so I'll wipe down that, maybe organize it, but it just gets chaotic all the time. I'll wipe down, if I see some spots here, I might clean them. Oh, another thing I do every day, if it looks like it's been cleaned or used today, I can tell nobody has cooked since the last time it was cleaned. I don't do anything then, but if it has been used, I'll just quickly take those off, wipe it down. Vinegar is a good one for cleaning this. Yep. And usually the last thing that I do is I clean this bathroom for a number of reasons. One, in case I need to use it myself. Two, in case I'm coming in and out, getting stuff out of the dryer. Need to have that going in. And then, so I'll just, wipe down the sink. I don't this bathroom is always a little bit dirty. I don't try to make it perfect, but I'll wipe down the sink, wipe down the toilet, quickly do a wipe down of the floor just to get like stuff that's standing and obviously dirty. This area is always a bit chaotic here, but then when I'm done, I grab a bit of this bleach here and I'll put it in there and do a quick little flush, and it makes it look like it's soap in there, and that makes everybody think it looks clean. Don't forget to clean out the lint filters. So there's lint filters on each one, so I'll just clean that out. And on this one, you have to press this button, pull it up, and then you can clean that out on there. In these cabinets is where I keep a lot of my tools and things like that. You would probably never need to go in here, but in this is like just extra parts and pieces. Right here is usually where I have my toolbox, which is currently right here. One thing that you may need in there is the keys. This is just for, there's a bathroom key, bedroom keys, in case, so once every 6 months, guests will lose those keys. You see this one says Queen on it. You'll see this one says sliding door. Nobody should ever be really locking that, but if they do, that's where it is. Those keys there, a lot of them are actually the same, so the double and single are actually the same. Other things that you might find in here, sometimes I'll have some extra shampoos, heaters, air mattresses, sprays, things like that. Up here I'll also sometimes have some sprays. Let's see. What else? If you do need to, so when you come and enter the code, you'll enter the code. You'll hear a little click, and you'll hear, and then the handle moves. After 5 seconds, you'll hear another click. It's disengaged. You see nothing's happening there. That's how you open the door. This is where the Wi-Fi router is. It plugs into the internet there. That's the phone line. But the power for that is actually coming from behind the sofa. Sometimes the guests will just turn off that power point over there, like, oh, I just want to turn off the power point, not realizing that that's actually what's controlling the Wi-Fi router. On here on these light switches, not that this is more for guests, but want to turn on the fan light there, these are actually upside down, so flip it up to turn it on. That turns on the light, but the fan remote is actually over here. So I'd press this to get the fan remote on. This is the kitchen lights here. You don't really need to know that, but I think that's about it.